and welcome back to the Goth Party. Today we're going to talk about Edgar Allan Poe's poem Annabel Lee. This poem just made it into Edgar Allan Poe's top 10 most popular works according to Goodreads, and I understand why. It's a very short poem. It is emblematic of most of Poe's other poetic works, and it's got the traditional sorrow. A lot of people believe that this poem is actually about Poe's late wife, and so they feel it's got all the melancholy, it's got a little bit of that personal history. Pretty much everything combines together to make this a story that a lot of people have to read in high school, and that a lot of people generally enjoy or find least painful among poetic works. Now in high school, junior high, I really liked reading poetry. I enjoyed Annabel Lee quite a bit back then. I'm fine with it now. The rhyme scheme and structure is good. I don't have a lot of strong comments or feelings on it, partially because it's a short poem, but it does capture that sense of loss, a sense of mourning, and an inability to sort of move on or continue one's life without another person. And I think a lot of people find those elements to be really relatable, which is part of what they enjoy about this story. I wish I had more to offer. It's a fine poem. There's nothing wrong with it. I definitely understand why it's a classic and why poetry students would study it, or why people who were doing a unit on Poe would include it. And if you're just reading it for fun, I think it's easy to pick up and understand. There's nothing really very obtuse about the poetic language. It is got my favorite movement, the romantic movement, as some of its base influences, and you can see a lot of those thematic elements. And of course, I think it's a great exemplar of American writing and some of the peak works that you can see done historically in this time. It's definitely something I can imagine my younger high school self in my all-black getup going out and saying in the parking lot and thinking was deep and heavy. I would be right, but not for the reasons I would have imagined. I definitely can easily recommend this poem. I'm personally rating it a little bit lower on my scale of works just because I really enjoy his short stories and novellas. This poem is great, but I'm just not at a place right now in my life where I'm looking for a lot of poetry. And because of that, I ranked it lower because of what it was and not because of how it executes on that. It is higher though than you would find in Goodreads. I think I'm going to rate Annabel Lee as number 6. At the time of recording this, I have read all of the Poe works that are required on this list, and there were definitely some that were total flops that I didn't like at all, and there were some that just didn't quite work. And because of that, those ones ended up being lower on my list, and this one got a boost. Also, I think Annabel Lee is such an iconic poem. It deserves more than being number 10 on a list. If you had asked me what were Edgar Allan Poe's works, I'd have given you The Raven and Annabel Lee, Pit and the Pendulum, and The Telltale Heart right off the top of my head. So I think it is a shame that this is so low on the list, that people don't know it more strongly. That's just my opinion. Have you guys read Annabel Lee? And if so, what did you think about it? Leave me something in those comments down below. I hope you're enjoying the Goth Party. Know there's more to come, and please subscribe so you'll be first to know when more videos come out. And as always, keep reading. Bye!